I'm Logan with KromAmericas. Today I'm going to walk through the options and features of the BCU 4 series, 3 of Kromschröder's burner control units designed for direct spark and piloted burner applications. Let's take a closer look. The BCU 4 series is a robust burner control unit designed to be mounted right on the furnace wall. The NEMA 4 enclosure and integrated ignition transformer make this a great unit to put right at each burner to keep everything nice and organized. Its main functions include managing ignition, flame monitoring, and the burner startup sequence. The BCU 465 and 480 also support timed pre-purge and post-purge. So what separates the BCU 460, 465, and 480? The BCU 460 and 465 are designed for direct spark applications without a separate pilot. If you move up to the 465, you gain the ability to do a pre-purge and post-purge, along with the option to individually enunciate pressure switch inputs. The BCU 480 can manage both a pilot and main burner thanks to the dual onboard flame amplifiers, along with all the capabilities already mentioned for the 460 and 465. There are several options available to expand the base functionality. First, there are 4 different ignition transformers to choose from. For pulse-fired applications, you'll want the 100% duty cycle version. Otherwise, you'll typically use either the 33% or 19% duty cycle. Next, there are 5 flange plates available to match whatever type of wiring you have on site. The C1 option enables a tightness test of your double blocking safety valves using a pressure switch. Alternatively, it can be used to monitor the proof of closure switch on up to 3 safety shutoff valves. If you only need the proof of closure monitoring, then the C2 option would be selected instead. Will your application reach auto ignition temperature? If so, the D1 high temperature bypass option is required to disregard the flame sensor. If the burner you're using has a flameless mode like the EcoMax LE, then you need the D2 option to redirect gas to the central gas lance. For air control, the F1 option supports IC40 actuators, while the F3 option supports an air solenoid valve. If you need the BCU 4 series to communicate with a PLC, a BCM module can be added. 4 field bus protocols are available: Profibus, Profinet, Modbus TCP, and Ethernet IP. Let's take a quick look through BCsoft. The 2019 and newer versions of the BCU 4 series will use version 4 of BCsoft. If you have any questions about how to get connected to either version of BCsoft, check out this video here. This will walk you through how to get connected to pretty much everything. So with that being said, let's take a quick look. So right now we are connected to our 480, and this is the process values tab, the first tab here on the left. This is going to mirror the display on the BCU. It's going to show the stage, it'd show error codes, and we have all of our input and outputs here. We've got a couple things that are green. That means these are live right now. So moving on to the parameters tab, there's a lot of sub tabs under here. So we're just gonna quickly run through everything here. So burner, this is where you'll set up, what your type of application requires, and lots of things that pertain to that, such as how sensitive you want your flame sensors to be, startup attempts, safety time, flame proving, all the fun stuff. High temperature mode, if you have that, what's going to signal that. So that is that. Going on to the air under application, all of your air related parameters here. Valve proving system. This particular BCU doesn't have that option, and that is why it is grayed out here, but if you did, this is where you would mess with all of that. And then finally, common for application parameter. These will determine if you can use a terminal to signal purge and high temperature. Got some different timings here, how long or unlimited your manual mode can be. These sensors for this particular BCU can determine which sensor corresponds to which valve proof of closure switch. Same thing on all three of these, but this is also where the pressure switch options would be if you had that particular option. Next tab, interface parameter. This is where you will sort of configure all of the programmable terminals. A lot of these are defaults, like safety interlock is generally terminal 35, for example, but there's also some blank ones here that you can, add additional functionality to, like an additional safety interlock, if you will, and you can have multiple of those for various things. We've got different options for the signaling contacts. You can disable them or you can make them do various things, and then you can see which terminals those functions correspond with. And then here is where you will set your type of flame sensor. Here's where you would pick out your air actuator, and this is a programmable terminal for some extra functionality there. Next is our communication parameter. Not a whole lot going on here. If you have the BCM module that we spoke about earlier, this is where you can set if you wanted to check the address or not, or if you're not using a BCM, this would be set to off. Feature parameter tab. This just shows you which options your BCU has, and more options on the output module parameter. This just shows, the rest of your options there that you got with your BCU. In extras, this is where you can change your pin, and if you change that pin, make sure you write it down, because if you lose it, there's nothing we can do to recover it. Last main tab is all of the statistics. So we've got counters, output counters, different values here, some timed counters. So the only difference between the user and total statistics is the user ones can be reset right there, and on total, this is where you can save the protocol file. So essentially that will give you all this counter data along with all of the current parameters. Event history, hit the read button there, it'll pull all of that. And very last tab is the output module counter. So that's just tracking how many times all of these things have occurred. So that is a quick run through of BCsoft version 4 for the BCU4. The BCU4 series is a robust, feature-packed solution that delivers reliable burner control, monitoring, and safety for single burner applications. For questions about the BCU4 series or any other Kromschröder products, feel free to reach out at support@KromAmericas.com. Thanks for watching.